brofist to you all because I've missed you for so damn long. Oh man, am I red? Am I red? Can you see the sunburn? It was 38 degrees in Germany. I had just walked home. Well, didn't walk home, but been driven home and just walked into the house. I had 4 minutes to spare. But of course, we will not delay the show any longer at all. We will not delay the show at all. Please check out the Preach Gaming hoodie. Yeah! You feeling that? You fucking feeling that shit? The Preach Gaming hoodie, baby. Oh! Oh, yeah! That shit looks fucking sexy. Am I right, player? Am I right? Fucking right, it looks sexy. Yeah, the hoodies are awesome, man. These were the little extras we managed to get. We spoke to a very cool supplier. He was called Jim with 2 M's, keeping it real. And Jim managed to sort us out some hoodies and stuff. Gangster. Our wear, our clothing, our attire during Gamescom was fucking awesome. It was so cool. It was really cool. Let's flash a couple of pictures before we get into Gamescom. I definitely wanted to show you guys this stuff because Gamescom was interesting. Obviously, this is like, I need this picture to be like the new front page picture. How fucking good is that? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me at how cool that picture is? I cannot express it enough. That is just, wow. That picture is so fucking good. Really is. Check this out. Check this out. Before I crack on. Before I get on with it. This kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Preachy with the ballers. Preachy with the ballers. Fucking cool. This one. Yes! This all went on at Gamescom. This all went on at Gamescom. I've got another one. It's the one that's on Facebook is the main one. I can't see it very quickly. No, I can't see its hand. But you know who you are, Niall. You know who you are. What a fucking trip, guys. We thank you so much for enabling us to get to Germany. It was full of all sorts of fucking mistakes. I know the Daily Preach, we usually talk about some gaming news and then take your questions and stuff like that. That'll resume tomorrow. I've had 1 minute to come back. But I wanted just to talk to you about Gamescom a little bit. We've got the big web show this weekend. Will it be the 1 year anniversary web show? The big web show, the one that I'm really excited for? Not sure yet, because I want the big web show to be big. Do I have time in 5 days or 4 days to prepare a huge web show? Probably not. Probably not. But we'll see what happens. We are going to have a web show on Saturday, though. Ghost was pretty adamant. He's like, dude, we're doing a web show. We've just had Gamescom. We're doing a web show. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. We'll do a web show. But the 1 year anniversary web show might move to sort of next week. I'll see what I can muster up, because I'm going to have a really busy week, a scarily busy week. Just filtering through your emails. My God, so much stuff. Being unable to access YouTube for like 3 days on my email. My phone did not work in Germany at all. And I couldn't contact my provider to make sure it worked. Bit of a fuck up by me. One of those things that slipped my mind is to say, hey, you know what? I need my phone to work in Germany. I didn't do that. Like a fucking noob. Like a complete noob. So I had no phone access. I couldn't access YouTube. I couldn't access email. I couldn't access anything. It was a general pain in the ass, for sure. But overall, brilliant trip. Really good trip. A little bit scary, though. Scary for me. This was a big test for me in terms of a few things. First of all, it was not only the fact that we were covering a big event. And I had all these grandiose ideas, like I tend to do. I tend to have these mega ideas about what this shit will be like. And I'm going to talk to the devs. I'm going to be like, yo, dude, tell me about your game. I know all about your game. And then you get there, and it's just nothing like what you expect. Gamescom is such a weird place. Part of me was almost a little disappointed, but then another part of me was like, wow, this is really fucking cool. It was like that. It really was. It was an unusual experience, to say the least. And not only that, but it was the first time I was bringing all the team together, and we were going to go and work somewhere out of our confinements. Most of the time it's me and Andy here. Emma's not usually doing that much stuff. Stefan's usually in Holland, so he's flying over to the UK, and then we're going to Germany. It was chaos, man. We had so much to sort out and organise. And I was trying to manage it all in my head, which was a brilliant thing, but at the same time you're wondering, what if somebody gets angry? What if maybe Stefan and Andy can't cope with staying together because they're going to share a hotel room? What if that goes wrong? What if Andy is habitually late? You know, what if he just doesn't show up? What if he doesn't want to be on camera all the time? What if he's feeling a little bit like, what if Stefan thinks it's too hot? He doesn't want to carry all the stuff all the time. All these worries are going on in my head that, somebody might just be really pissed off or grumpy because we're spending so much time together? Will they do what I want them to do? If I say I need you to do this, will they do it? Or they'll be like, I don't really want to do that. It's a works trip. So I coped with that as best as I possibly could, but this was a big test. Like the night before, we arrived on the Friday. Let me take you through our Gamescom journey. Let's fucking take you through the journey. I'm going to touch more on the IRL stuff. I'm going to talk about the gaming and Ghost perspective at the web show on Saturday. So it's Friday morning, right? And I'm obviously, on Thursday, we picked up Untrill. Untrill arrived Thursday. So Friday morning, we wake up, we've got Untrill there. We get him up at 6 a.m., which obviously he loves, to take Ben for a walk because we were going to leave Ben. So I've got this going on in my head as well. I'm leaving Ben for the first time ever. He's just a dog, right? But still, you feel very attached. So we're leaving Ben for the first time, and we're going to be doing all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh, I hope this is okay. Emma's a little bit sad about leaving Ben. So we wake up at 6 a.m. We take him for a huge walk. We take Untrill with us, who comes from Holland, which is like the flattest country in the world. So we took him to just our local country park, which is the one where we take Ben near enough every day because Emma's horse is nearby. So Emma can do her horse jobs in the morning and we can walk Ben. So it's nothing special to us. But for Steph, who comes from a place that is just flat, he's like, wow, there's so many fucking hills here. And I'm like, what? It's just one of those cultural differences. He's like, dude, this place is so uneven. I love it. It's like so uneven. I can't even imagine how this world exists because it's on multiple levels. It's like fucking Mario Brothers around here. And I'm just saying, well, it's just a park, man. It's just a hill, you know. for a guy from Holland, game changer. Fucking game changer, this whole place. So he absolutely loved it, which I didn't think he would, being up at 6 a.m. to walk the dog that's not his. So we did all that. And then it came down to the fiddly things we'd forgot. Like a micro USB lead. You get here with the camera and it's like, yeah, dude, we've got like, is it to hand? Is it to hand? It's not to hand. Of course it's not to hand. Why would it be to hand? Because you prepared the show, right, preacher? Yeah, of course you did. So we've got this little lead and he goes, yeah, that doesn't fit in the camera. I'm like, what? It doesn't fit in the camera? He's like, no, that one doesn't fit in the camera. We need a different one. And then he goes, hey, where's the laptop? And then I realise that the laptop that we were supposed to be getting hasn't arrived. So I'm on the phone. I'm like, where's the laptop? And he's like, oh, sorry, we forgot to send it out. We leave in a couple of hours. Where's the laptop? And it's like, yeah, we just can't get it to you in that time. We had a flight at 2 p.m. And we had to meet Ghost earlier because Ghost was at work. So I'm getting really stressed. It's like hours. We haven't even left yet. I'm really stressed. We haven't got a laptop. So we phone a friend. I'm like, can we borrow your laptop? He's like, yeah, sure, we can borrow your laptop. I'm like, cool. An hour before we leave, he phones and says, dude, I just remembered my missus needs the laptop. You can't borrow it. So now I've got an hour to try and sort a laptop out. Can't have it. But as we pointed out in our video yesterday, the low-tech rules, if it's a problem, it's not a problem because we change what the issue is. We just accept certain things. Like I tell you in Warcraft, just accept certain things are wrong. We haven't got a laptop. Okay, what else can we do? Maybe we could just pick up an extra SD card and then we can cope with it. How much footage will we need? I don't know. Stefan's saying we've got like 5 hours worth of footage. I'm thinking, well, we're there 2 days. It's an 8-hour show. That's 16 hours. 4 hours seems really little in comparison. All this is going on in my head all the time. And I'm still trying to keep cool. Still trying to be the baller, right? I'm still trying to be like, hey, yeah, everything's fine, guys. Don't worry. In the back of my mind, I'm going, we haven't got a fucking laptop. We've got no fucking laptop. What are we going to do? But everyone's asking me about it. I'm going, yeah, we haven't got a laptop. It'll be no problem. But in my mind, I'm just like, we don't have a fucking laptop. Are you fucking kidding me? We've got an hour till we get on the plane. We don't have a fucking laptop. We haven't got an SD lead, even if we did have a laptop. It was stressful, man. It was stressful. We haven't even got on the plane yet. So Emma, as being our admin organizer person, has done a brilliant job. Emma did a fantastic job booking all the flights and stuff like that. Untrill realizes just after he arrived that he's booked the wrong return ticket. He's actually booked it for next month. So he then has to change his ticket till today, and it happens to be at the time of the Daily Preach, but it's the only flight he can get. So that's the cock up for today. So we go to Manchester Town Centre. Couldn't find where Andy works. Couldn't find it. Why? We didn't bring the sat-nav. Just one of them stupid fucking things, man. We couldn't find the fucking place. And it's like, oh, we can't find it. So we were having a friend drive us to the airport. He can't find it either. So we're driving in circles around Manchester and we're on the phone to Andy like, there must be a landmark near you. You're in a city centre. There has to be something we recognise near your location. You work right in the city centre. He's like, no. There's nothing, as if he's in this void of time and space that only Andy occupies. You know, it's like the ghost zone. And in the ghost zone, there's no landmarks. Everything is dead. Everything has been killed by his black soul. Ultimately, he says, I'm near this restaurant we used to go to. I'm like, right, I know exactly where that is. Let's fucking get there. Gets Andy. So all this has gone on before we've even collected the whole team. And all the time, I'm playing it cool. I'm like chilling in the car. I'm like, yeah, no problem. It's going to be sweet. So we finally get the whole crew together. We go to the airport. Passport's through. Had to take my belt off to go through passport control. What do you think's hidden in my belt, man? Look at the nerd. I've got a Preach Gaming t-shirt, hoodie on and all this stuff. But we start taking some pictures, and Emma's got a little bottle of drink that was in her suitcase that caused like a huge problem at the airport. Like airport security were like, no, you can't have that little bottle of drink. And it was in a suitcase. It's like, you've got to unpack your suitcase right here, right now. And I'm really panicking because in my bag, I've got the tripod. In Stefan's bag, he's got all these video cameras and battery packs and SD cards and this whole world of technical bullshit that we need for getting there, microphones and stuff like that. And it's just really like the wackiest thing ever. So, all in all, we managed to get to the plane. And then becomes the ultimate fucking saga of people. The plane has 3 seats per row and we have 4 people. My fucking God. My God. I saw this and I went, oh, I knew what was coming. Let's picture it. Neither Stefan or Andy wants to sit alone, right? Emma wants to sit with me. It's like one of those maths puzzles that you get when you're like 12 years old in one of your exams. It's like, okay, so Billy and Bob want to sit together. Billy and Bob don't want to sit apart. But now you have one person who must sit on their own. So I see this as I'm walking down the plane. I'm looking at this. And I'm like, oh man, this is like hell on earth. This is like, so I just go like that in my mind. I go, don't make it into an issue. Change what the issue is. Emma and me won't sit together. So I just walk up to the row and I sit on my own in the other seat. I just get my headphones out and then the other guys just sit down. And then I'm sat in my chair. So picture me, I'm like sat in my chair like this. I'm like chilling. I'm just like, yeah, I've got my headphones on, I'm ready. And then I look over to the row that's got the 3 ballers in it, and I just see, and Emma's sat in the middle, and I see this happen. Like, so imagine this is Steph. It's like, she's just realised that we're not sat together. So I just see this face come out from behind, like, just like that. And I can see in the corner of my eye, I'm like, she's going to start some trouble. She's going to be like, why are you sat over there? Your ticket said you were sat with me. Why are you sat over there? And I just thought, this can't be happening. So anyway, for about 5 minutes, this little drama ensues. Like, Emma's like, why are you sat over there? I'm like, I'm just chilling, you know. The guys want to sit together and stuff. They don't want to sit on their own on this seat. I don't mind that much. I'm not fucking that bothered. I'll sit here. We're on the plane for like an hour. It's an hour from England to Germany. It's not a big deal. And Emma's like, no, I'm not happy. So in the end, we compromised and she just swapped with one person. So although there was an aisleway in between, we were sat together. So she was cool. So that's going on the plane. Off the plane, we're in Germany, and now we're thinking to ourselves, we're supposed to be meeting Vinny Bear. Vinny Bear, long-time subscriber of the channel, big supporter of us, has really helped us out so much. We're supposed to be meeting Vinny Bear. He said, hey, you know what? I'm going to be at Gamescom. I'm in Germany. I live in Germany. I've got my car. I'll meet you guys at the airport. It's going to be sweet. So we didn't make any plans for any other journey to the hotel. We had no idea where we were going to be. We didn't know where the hotel was, how far away it was from Gamescom itself. We knew it was in a certain radius. So all the time I'm like, yeah, Vinny's going to meet us. And people are looking out the windows like, well, I can't see him. We said, yeah, well, you know, we'll be okay. And then we're going up the final escalator. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, please, God, Vinny, be here. Otherwise, we're going to have to try and work out German public transport. Not a good place to be at all. German public transport. So I get up the lift, and there I see this guy stood there with a sign that says Baller Transport with a huge Brofist t-shirt. And I'm like, there's Vinny Bear. There he is, like an absolute fucking star. Vinny's there, and he's like waving at us and shit. He's fucking like, oh, you're here. And we're walking out of the fucking turnstiles. All these pictures will be up on fucking Facebook and stuff. So Vinny's just stood there. He's got this big grin on his face. He's like, big sign, Baller Transport. I'm like, awesome, man. So I walk up to him straight away, give him a big hug. I'm like, what's up, Vinny? What's going on? And then Ghost is like shaking hands. Untrill shake hands. Emma's like, hello. And he's brought flowers for Emma. What a fucking guy. gives Emma these little bunch of flowers. He gives, Emma gets flowers, we get Haribo wine gums. We're trying to stay trim, Vinny, you know, we've got to be on camera. So Vinny's giving us like Haribos and stuff like that and these little gifts. Such a nice guy. And he's like, yo guys, come on, let's go and get the car and stuff. And then off they go. And we were on our way to the hotel. He said, you won't believe what is near the hotel. And I said, is it a nice hotel? Because Vinny asked us where we were going to be staying. So he said, I'll stay in the same hotel because that way we could drive together and stuff. I'm like, cool. So we get to the airport. We get to the hotel. We're in Cologne now. And the street is called Boner Street, which is hilarious to us in the UK. So we're on the Boner Street and it's a really long street. So for the whole journey, it was like, well, our hotel is at the tip. It's at the penis tip of Boner Street. And Cologne, where we need to be, is actually at the shaft. It's at the base, near the nuts. And various buildings became the testicles. So we're on Boner Street. Ghosts find it hilarious. We pulled outside, and next door is like a long terrace of buildings. Next door is a building that has a gym that's got this symbol of a bro fist. The whole symbol for the gym is a fucking bro fist, like that. Boom! Right in your face, right smack in the middle. There's a big sign outside our hotel was a huge bro fist. It's fucking awesome, man. It was just so uncanny. And then in the evening, we obviously went into Cologne Centre and we had dinner together. We had sat down and had a drink. And there was all sorts of people walking around, milling around. And I'm kind of waiting for this really fucking weird period where somebody's going to recognize me. And it's like, I don't know what to do in that situation. It was one of the things I was really fearing. Because for me, I talk to a camera. You guys are all there. Like right now, there's like over 140 people just watching me talk in front of a camera. But there's nobody here. There's no 140 people here. There's just a camera. And that's okay. I've had a couple of emails from people saying, hey, Preach, I saw you walking around the streets, but I didn't want to say anything because obviously there's like a distance between you and us. And I'm like, that's okay. But I'm dreading this point where somebody like recognizes me. Because I'm like, what do I do? What do I say to somebody? How do I react in that situation? And it didn't happen on the first night, which I was kind of like, ooh, it didn't happen. And then we went and had a walk around Cologne. We sat with all the people. We sat in some really nice bars. Had some dinner and stuff like that. And it got quite late. We'd been tired. And we had to get up at 5 a.m. UK time, which is 6 German time, to get ready to go to the Gamescom. So we go back to the hotel. And then we sat downstairs all together outside of the hotel. It had its own bar. And we sat there till probably 1 a.m. Just drinking, talking, just having a great time, just talking to Vinny, finding out about Vinny. I always say everybody's got a story. So I'm asking Vinny about his story, he's talking to Andy, and everyone's getting on really nice. It was a great first night. Off we go to bed. I'm dreading that the guys don't wake up on time. Like Andy likes being late. Well, doesn't like being late, but he's generally late. And I don't know what Stefan's like. I don't know whether he gets out of bed easy. So I'm like, the guys are going to be late, the guys are going to be late. So it gets to 5 a.m. I wake up. We've only had like 4 hours sleep. Is Vinny going to be there? How are we going to get to Gamescom? We'll get the trains and stuff like that. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, this could all go horribly wrong now. We need to get there on time and need to do stuff. It could all go really, really badly. But if ultimately come downstairs exactly on time, when we agreed to meet, there's Ghost, there's Steph, there's Vinny Bear. A whole team together. We got the train together, and thank God we had Vinny with us who could speak German. Because he was like, yeah, I can read the train timetable, I can read the bus timetable. And we've got all this equipment in bags and stuff. Now, all I'm thinking is we're going to get there, we've got to be professional, guys. And I'm saying this to them all the time. We've got to be really professional. We've got to get out as much as we possibly can. We've got so much to do. We've got to be really serious. The night before, I had a pep talk. I went to the room of the guys, like at 1 a.m. Had a few beers, and I'm like, guys, look, it's going to be really hot tomorrow because Germany was roasting hot, right? And I'm saying, look, if either of you get really pissed off during the day, I don't want to know about it. If you're pissed off about anything, even if you want to smash somebody in the face, you save it until after Gamescom, right? I say we're going to be hot, we're going to be walking around, we're going to be talking, there's going to be people getting in our way. God knows what's going to happen. I need you guys to just contain all that hate that you might get, because people get grumpy in the heat, right? People get really grumpy. So I'm saying just contain that for the day. As soon as we finish, go at each other. Fucking bite each other's throats off for all I care. But just during the day, if I ask you to do something, I really need you to do it. And the guys were like, dude, we're not going to get mad. And they didn't. They fucking didn't. They worked all day. They were fucking bang on. So we get to Gamescom, and there's people flooding into the convention center. And we don't know where to go. We start seeing the cosplayers coming in, all dressed up as all sorts of various stuff. And we go in, and we're like, we're not sure what we need to do. So we're just going in as public people. That's it. We didn't manage to get a press pass. That was why we needed to go. In order to get a press pass, you have to prove you've covered an event before for a journalistic standard. So we couldn't do that. That was one of the big reasons to go to Gamescom this year. So we go to the booth, and then we walk into this hall, and there is literally 4,000 or 5,000 people crammed into this little hall, all like, and there's some massively fucking really unclean people. There's stench in some of those. I'd never been to one of these big events before. Some people fucking stank, man, really badly. And the different dress codes between different cultures from around Europe. I don't know where these guys were from, but somewhere in Europe it is completely legit to wear the tightest shorts you've ever seen. They were so fucking tight that if I flicked that shit, his ass would have split out everywhere. It was fucking funny. For me and the guys who wear like baggy shorts, we're looking at these two guys, they look like brothers, and their pants were so... Ugh! It was like they'd squeezed into there, like getting the pants on in the morning, they would just lay down, they're going... Ugh! Ugh! I need to get in my fucking cool shorts. They were so tight. It was unbelievable. So we're laughing at that, obviously. And then all the models show up, because we actually found out that although we needed to be there at 8 a.m, it doesn't open till 9. You can do your registry at 8, and then you have to wait till 9 to get in. Emma, like, didn't want to stand around, and she's going, there's no girls here, Mike. There's not one girl. And I looked around, and in the 4,000 people, I could see 2 girls. So I'm kind of like, well, it is a guy's kind of thing. It's a gaming thing. And she's like, oh, I can see 2 girls, you know. So she finds this desk that's completely empty in the convention center, in the Column Master, I think it's called. Or Column Master. And she sits behind the desk because she's so tiny. She managed to slips through and sits behind the desk. Swear to God, 5 minutes later, a couple walks up to her in German and genuinely tried to buy tickets off her. And she's just looking at her because they're speaking German. She's like, I don't work here. And these guys are like, Guten Tag, you know, what a ticket. And I was going, I'm just... You know, I'm wearing a Preach Gaming t-shirt. I've no idea what you're saying. And Vinny eventually goes, no, she doesn't work here. She doesn't work here. It's fine. And they start laughing and walk off and stuff. So 9 o'clock hits, and the crowd just goes, just explodes up the stairs in this arena. So I'm like, right, we need to go and see what happens. There is just so much empty space, which I didn't expect, because Gamescom holds 260,000 people, and it's got 8 halls, I think it was, 8 halls. There was so much empty space. Like, the first hall we went into was Relentless. There was no monster. There was no fucking monster at Gamescom. No monster at all. So we went into the first thing, and it was the Relentless booth. Relentless. You're right. And they were doing a skate show, but they had nearly the entire hall dedicated to this skate thing, which took up no room at all, really. But they had so much room on the outside. I was like, wow, there's a lot of empty space here. And then I think it was Vinny or Stefan, who's Dutch. He says, yeah, well, in Germany, there's a lot of rules about if you have a certain amount of people, how much width there needs to be between the walls and sort of stands and stuff like that. You can't make it too compressed. So there's tons of empty space. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I said, right, we didn't get a map. We got a map of the halls, like there's hall 8 and how to get to it. But what we didn't get was what's in which hall. And we found out later there was a magazine that you could get at various points that did have that in. But when we first got there, we didn't see that. And whether or not it's because thousands of people just rushed in and took them all, that might have been the case. So I'm like, we need to find out what's where. So I said, before we do anything, I can see a sign that big stuff isn't going to really happen till around 10:30. Let's spend this hour and a half mapping out what's in each hall. So we got a notepad out, and I was being Mr. Professional. I'm like completely Russ Emerald at this point. I'm like, yeah, okay, we need to do this. So, first of all, I'm like, okay, in here is the Relentless booth. I'm like, Mr. Professional, right? I'm like, okay, Emma, write this down. Here is Relentless. And she's like, Mike, of course it's fucking Relentless. I can fucking see it. And like, and over there is the Samsung booth. She's like, do you really want me to write down the Samsung booth? I'm like, yeah. Here is the Samsung booth. Over there is the app games, yeah, for the Samsung phones. Are you getting all this? And she's like, I'm writing it all down, Mike, you fucking loser. And I'm like, okay. And over there is... And then the first thing I see that really gives me a fucking rock hard boner is I see the World Championship Gaming Tournament set up in the same room. So there's 3 things in this room. There's the Relentless Skate Park, there's the Samsung booth, and then I see the World Championship Gaming, and it's got StarCraft 2 and Dota 2 all day, and it's got these huge names of players listed, and I'm a complete fucking fanboy. So I'm looking at this stage, and I'm like, you know, if I wasn't working, I would just sit there all day. And like this, people were already filling in to the aisles. They only had like 5 tiers of seating, and people were filling it straight away. I'm like, I really just want to go and sit there all day. I could completely just go rogue, right? I could just go completely rogue, like, right, guys, forget everything I've said. I'm sitting here all day because I want to see MC play. And they're like, so I look at it and I'm like, we'll come back here later to film some stuff, trying to plan the right time to be at the StarCraft 2 finals. And then we go into the next hall, and instantly the next hall has got this huge Borderlands 2 bus, but no Borderlands game footage. I'm like, okay, so it's just this huge Borderlands 2 bus. And on the right is the Razer booth. Now, Razer, you'll see this in the video and stuff like that. I mean, there's all sorts of videos coming out. I'm just giving you my impression before I go into the gaming stuff. Razer has more room than almost Call of Duty, which Call of Duty had the biggest areas. But Razer had so much fucking room. And at 8 o'clock in the morning, they are playing the hardest techno dubstep mixes you've ever heard. It's like, fucking Razer, yeah! Fucking Razer! And instantly, like, these models walk out. They're like 6'12", and they're wearing the smallest hot pants and the tightest little boob tube, and that's it, and like high heels. And they're all walking around with Razer bags and stuff. So Vinny and Andy were like straight off and grabbing their fucking Razer bags and stuff. And I'm looking at this Razer stuff, and I just walked, and the Razer stage had its back to you, okay? So it had like the Razer thing, and I walked around, and Razer's got its own skate park as well, and just so much empty space for at least like it felt like there was like 600 meters of empty space between the back of Razer's booth and where the Razer thing finished. They had a Razer booth, loads of empty space, a skate park, loads of empty space, and then the VIP lounge, which is where Swifty and Athene were hanging out. Because they like only come out for like maybe 10 minutes every few hours or something like that. The rest of the time they just sit in this booth where they can't be mobbed. And that was it. And then we moved into the other rooms. And it was just like each place had like 3 or 4 games. Each hall had like 3 or 4 games and just tons of empty space. So all in all, I start noticing that there's no devs. And we were there to talk to devs, right? We were there to talk to the people about their games. I very quickly in my head, the guys are all taking it all in and stuff, but I'm starting trying to be like businessman about it. I'm noticing that there are like no devs, there are a lot of models, and there are a lot of guys putting people into queues to play their games. And that's it. And I know we didn't go on press day, which I think was Wednesday or Thursday, and then they start opening it to the public. I start getting this gut instinct that the devs come for the press day, and then they kind of leave it to the employees and stuff, so just filter people to play the games and generally just say, yeah, this game's fucking great, man, woo, Assassin's Creed 3, bro, woo, and the actual guys who make the game and stuff kind of like disappear and go and have a party and stuff like that. So I'm starting to get this idea in my head. I'm walking around and we go to the next booths and we see like PlanetSide 2, the Blizzard booths, the Mr. Pandaria stuff, the Heart of the Swarm stuff, and the Diablo 3 booth. What? The Diablo 3 booth? Are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck's going there to see Diablo 3? It's been out for months. There's nothing new there. The Diablo 3 booth and all that kind of shit's going on. So we plot everything out, and then it's coming to the point where I need to make a decision about what we're going to do. It's very quickly obvious that what I want to do isn't going to happen. So I'm sat, and then the guys wanted to have a cigarette and stuff, and we all wanted a drink of water because it was so hot. So we go into the boulevard outside area, and I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck are we going to do? What I want to do, we can't do. Emma's going to be really bored. Emma's job was to go and book our appointments. So we had a couple of appointments booked and stuff, but Emma's job mainly was to go and find us appointments with stuff, make sure our day was planned out nicely. She brought notepads and stuff. She was really on the case with it. But now I'm like, well, what's Emma going to do? Because she already looks bored. So I'm like, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So low-tech style. Low-tech style. If you've got a problem, there is no problem. Change the issue. Change it around. And that's exactly what we fucking did. I just went, if there's no devs here, that's fine. Let's accept that. There is no devs here. We can't talk to devs. If there is 1 or 2 here, they probably just don't want to talk to us because they talked to press for the last couple of days. So I said, right, we'll do it fucking preach gaming style. We'll do it totally preach gaming style. So I'm going to cheat for you a little bit. Bear with me. I'm going to give you a little preview of the kind of stuff we did. Because I think it's pretty funny anyway. Bear with me a sec. This is completely unedited, obviously. Is it that one? That links can't get in so much advertising. It's bullshit. No, not that one. Bear with me. I'll get there, I'll get there. Which was a pisser for me, because I really wanted to talk to some devs about some gaming, get some professional aspects of it. I'm trying to find the is it this bit? It could be this bit. Yeah, this looks like it. Okay. Alright, you guys can see this, okay? Awesome. Right, here we go. There should be sound. I haven't turned it off.
And we're live. 3, 2, 1. Hello, ballers! Preach.
Ghost mate.
Ghost mate, and we're here live at the Firefall booth where you can see the queue is round the sphere. People are queuing like nobody's business to play some Firefall. What do you think, Ghost?
I don't see no queue, mate.
I don't see no queue.
Lies.
I don't see no queue. Firefall is a fail. It's a massive fail. There's no brofist for Firefall here today.
Pretty big queues. None there.
None there, none at all. We are at the Gamescom 2012. It's pretty good. It's huge. It's fucking huge. There's a lot of loud noises.
There's ass everywhere.
There is pure fucking bikini
Gaping ass.
Gaping ass.
Gaping ass.
There's really a lot of ass here. It's quite fantastic. So we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, man, it's a good time. It's a good time. Let's go play some games, mate.
We're going to play some games. We're going to check out some Call of Duty. Call of Duty's got the biggest booth ever. We'll get there. But we really wanted to show you Firefall because it is dominating, motherfucker.
You're such a dick.
It is dominating the Firefall queue. Let's ask the audience. Come with me. Walk with me. When we're talking and walking. We're talking and walking. No, Firefall's a fucking disaster. It's really not working out. But what else we got? We got World of Tanks over here. Can you walk with me? In shot, Ghost. In shot, Ghost. We're keeping it low.
Carrying all the gear.
Carrying all the gear. World of Tanks is doing a little bit better as we go around the corner. It's not looking too bad. But no, let's show you the Firefall guy because he's pretty fucking legit. Give me that.
I ain't carrying shit.
Can you get a shot of the Firefall guy, Steph? Take a look over there, Steph. That is some pretty fucking awesome atmosphere right there. What do you think of that suit, Ghost?
I think, mate, that is a failed cog from Gears of War.
It's a failed copy of Gears of War. Perhaps people thought this was Gears of War 3 and they've already played it. That's why they're not queuing up to play Firefall. It could have been something along those lines.
Don't appreciate it, mate.
Don't appreciate it.
It's lies.
That's Firefall, guys.
Okay, so that's completely unedited, okay? It's going to be obviously much better. That's actually our very first clip. We didn't know how the mic was going to work and stuff, so I just stood over there. And of course, Firefall was a complete fucking disaster. They had so much queuing space for people to play Firefall, and just nobody wanted to play it. We found it fucking hilarious. So we just went preacher ghost style on it, like we fucking do. If we're not happy, we'll just make it into our own thing, and that's exactly what we did. So we have lots of that kind of stuff coming up for you. There was some stuff that we just found so funny, we just had to make a video of it. I especially look forward to the huge booth that was for Tractor Simulator, for simulating how to ride a tractor in a farm. Fucking funny, man. So we had a great time. So we had all that stuff going on through the day. We did every single booth and stuff. And then, after about 10 minutes, I noticed somebody walk past me and take a picture really quick. I haven't got my phone. I'm such a noob, man. I haven't got my phone. Okay, I have got my phone. Cool. So, like, we were talking. This is before we started filming. It's as we got into the arena, and I was walking with the guys. I'm talking to Andy. I'm talking to Emma, and then suddenly just someone goes, shh, and then carries on walking, like, you know, like fucking Assassin's Creed or something, where they like just touch them and just walk away. It was like, shh, and then they fucking ran away. They just like left me to it. They were like, shh, shh, I'm off. I'm gone. And that started happening a lot more. And Emma noticed it as well. And Emma was walking around saying, do you want me to go and grab those guys? I'm like, no, it's okay. If they don't want to say hello, they don't want to say hello. At the same time, I'm kind of like, well, maybe they don't want to talk to me. Maybe they've seen me somewhere and they just want to get a picture. Or maybe they, they just want to get on with their own thing. And also, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to say when people talk to me. I don't know what to say. So we decided that Emma should go and do her own thing. A girl's perspective of Gamescom. A very girly perspective of Gamescom. And Emma's girly perspective of Gamescom is really harsh. So Emma went off and basically found you guys a lot of arse. A lot of... Hey, I've got a video of those tight jeans. Check this shit out.
Yeah? Alright, so straight up, tightest pants I've ever seen. There's the zoom. Dude, look at that.
I want to see some guys out.
Look at the clarity. Look at the clarity, look at the cue. Alright, I need to zoom out. I'm the worst person to use the camera, straight up. Look.
Oh, it does make me laugh. It does make me laugh. But Emma went off to get a girl's perspective. Bring it to